Oh man, good morning guys. It's currently 7:30 a.m. and we're about to get on the scale, see how much lighter we are. All right. We are 116.3. 116.3. Remember last night we were almost 19 kilos, 119 kilos. It was like 118.8 or something like that. And so 116.3, pretty much we've dropped 3 kilos overnight. Wow, what did I tell you? It's pretty cool. Feels pretty good, but all I did was sleep. Alright, so later today, just gonna go down to the gym, get another session in, session 2 for the series. This series that you're watching, it is a series to track my progress in rugby. The expectations I have going into this year is just to start at a really low level team, get used to it again, and try to claw our way up. Alright guys, heading off to the gym again. Really trying to aim for the consistency. So even though I'm feeling good now, I gotta prepare myself for the days or weeks to come where I don't want to train. Gotta push through. So we'll face that problem when it comes. But today, the plan is to do shoulders and maybe triceps. Just gonna be the usual routine where I start with shoulder presses. Not sure if I'm gonna do barbell or dumbbell yet. After the shoulder presses, we'll move into the isolation exercises like the delt raises, rear, lateral. I don't really do front delt raises because I rely on the shoulder presses to develop the front delts. Sounds like it's about to storm. But yeah, gonna head over, get some work in. We've just arrived at the gym. A little bit of a change of plans in terms of what I'm gonna do with this series. Instead of putting together all my footage from throughout the week, I'm just going to see how we go and try to put up a video more frequently. Yeah, we'll see how we go, but aim for more than weekly. So shoulder presses, decided we're gonna do barbell. Tend to be able to go a bit heavier with that. So we'll get started with the warm up first. Didn't take our warm-up set to failure, and we went with 40 kilos. Well, I think one set should be, I usually just do one set to warm up and then start working my way up. Every set from now, we're going to go to failure. First set of 50 kilos. Got up to 7, failed at 7, and then made a little decision on the fly to just start doing power jerks to finish off the set. Mainly because I wanted to use the eccentric stimulus to help get more out of the workout. After trying that out, I think I'm gonna keep doing it because it feels pretty good. I'll do one more set of 50, and then we'll raise it to 55, which is my current PB for the shoulder press, strict shoulder press. I expect to fail at like 2, maybe 1 when I'm doing 55 kilos. But when I do that set, just like the others, I'm going to start doing power jerks just to finish off the set until I can no longer control the eccentric. That's when I'll stop. Second working set done. We did 50 kilos. Actually ended up failing after two reps. After that, power jerks. And squeezed out about 5 of them, I can't remember. And for some reason in this session, I'm feeling the fatigue more in my left shoulder. That is when I'm doing the workout, but now that I'm sitting and resting, I do feel the same amount of fatigue in the right shoulder. Just gonna rest up. Probably, there's no clock in here, but I'm thinking 5 minutes before we increase the weight and go to our last set. Another thing I noticed was that when I do the power jerk, at the very top, when I lock out, it's actually pretty hard to hold the weight up there, especially when you're fatigued. So that's another thing that I like about it. It's a little challenge that probably has its special benefits that I don't know about. Grabbing my itty bitty 2.5s, put one on each side, and that'll make the weight 55. Might not even be able to get 1 rep. We'll give it a go. Can't get 1 rep, we'll just go straight into power cleans. Power jerks. Something I want to talk about is my protein intake. Just before the new year, I decided to start tracking my protein with the goal in mind of hitting a certain amount in order to build muscle mass. So the daily goal is 200 grams of protein every day, which is actually something that's taking a while to get used to, especially because one, I have to eat a lot more in the day, and two, it's pretty expensive. So there's the protein, the topic around the protein. The second topic is sleep. Sleep, yes. So I manage to sleep between 6 to 8 hours most of the time, or always between 6 to 8 hours. The thing is, I used to always sleep all the way till 10 a.m. And if I had nothing to do, what I used to do was I would sleep around 12 a.m. and then I would sleep all the way till 10 a.m. Of course, I would wake up a few times, but then every time I'll just go back to sleep until I'm sick of lying down, which would usually be around 10 a.m. So now, instead of sleeping all the way till 10 a.m., what I'm doing now is, even though I'm still sleeping at around 12 a.m., maybe 12:31, I am now waking up whenever I wake up, naturally. And this time, what's changed is that I'm not going back to sleep. So that's the key in something that I'm focusing on this year. I really like how it's going so far. I mean, for the past week and a half, or maybe for the past week, I've been trying not to go back to sleep and having things to do, having plans and goals to achieve throughout the day. That actually helps me get out of bed because I have something to look forward to, and it just gives me a reason to get up, and also gives me a lot more time to be productive. Back when I was waking up at 10 a.m. on days where I didn't have to wake up early, I was pretty much using 7-8 hours of my day, and then once it hit like 6 p.m., 8 p.m., I'll just chill until bedtime. So even though I'm waking up late, I'm not working later. I'm not being productive later. So that means the day overall is just less productive, a lot less productive. But now that we're changing that, we got to keep that in place and keep going with that. Make sure we're staying consistent. And this leads me to the second point that I wanted to talk about with my sleep. My sleep quality. It's been all right, especially since I'm getting at least six hours, and especially since most of the time I'm not using an alarm, so I'm just sleeping until I wake up naturally. The exception is when I have something to wake up for at, say, 8 a.m. I need to wake up a little bit earlier, so that's when I use an alarm. But yeah, let's continue with this workout. Sitting down so that I don't get any momentum from my legs. Try not to let the arms go all the way down, because I want to keep the shoulders engaged throughout the whole set. Let it burn. Last set. Moving on now to the next middle delt exercise. This one's going to be cheat lateral raise. The idea is to go heavy with this one so that you can focus on the eccentric. Let me show you. Probably went a bit too heavy with that because I wasn't controlling the eccentric properly. So we'll lighten it a bit and go again. That's it for the middle delts. That's all we're gonna do today. Next we're gonna go for the rear delts and then we're pretty much done with the workout. Too heavy. After this exercise, then we're going to do a rear delt row using a heavier range of weights. Lat pull down machine and a rowing machine. So we're going to do some rear delt rows using the straight bar. I want to see if there's a difference between when I have that angle and when I'm just sitting down and it's pretty much straight.
And the cable's pretty much straight, like this. There's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to target the lats. You need to try to get those rear delts. So that's the end of the workout. Nice. Awesome, guys. So we can tick that box off. Got the work done in the gym. Can't remember when I started, actually. I didn't check the time, but it's currently 2:30, which means I've got enough time in the day to do other things. But the goal, as I mentioned earlier, the goal is just to be consistent. So we're off to a good start, but we need to keep going. Second session done, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.